Good evening. My name is John Taylor. My mother and father were sharecroppers. They had 14 children, and I am number 7. When I was old enough to hold a ply behind an animal, I was taken out of school and put to work. So I missed the phonetics that you get in elementary school. After I returned from the war, I got a job at J.C. Penney's as a shipping and receiving clerk. But people did not understand what I was saying. So I stopped that job. I got a job at Lee's Distributors as a stock clerk. Then I took up a trade as a respiratory therapist. I worked at a hospital for 25 years. Then I went to work at a doctor's office for 25 years. I got sick and had to stop work in 2000. I was out walking one day and I saw the Dust Literacy League number on a bus bench. So I called that number and they told me to come in and take a test. For a year, I kept putting it off, but finally I went in and took a test, and they told me that I scored like a second grader. They put me in a class and got me a tutor too. When I started at a Dutch Literacy League, I could not pronounce words, read, spell, or write a sentence. The Dutch Literacy League has been a beacon for me and the state of Florida. Now I can pronounce more words correctly, write sentences, paragraph, understand the context in a paragraph, and I can write paragraphs in my own words. I now work with Club Scouts and tutor young men. Therefore, I want to thank everyone in this room and the great people at the Adult Literacy League who have given me a new outlook on life. Thank you for your support and love to help make this a better place to live. Thank you and goodbye.
Hello, and thank you all for attending the Reading Between the Wines this year. John and I have been working together for almost 7 years now, and I've been a volunteer at the Adult Literacy League in tutoring for over 20 years. It's been a great experience. I get to meet people like John, who gives me a hard time, by the way. I should just make sure that I get that out. It's interesting because some students have specific, definite goals. They want to get their driver's license or pass a specific job skills test. John has what I would call an indefinite goal of he just wants to learn more. Well, fortunately, that's also one of my goals.
Oh.
So we get along great and we're constantly challenging each other. I think you challenge me more. Every day when we start class, I don't get to start class. He says, I've got some questions for you. I'm like, okay, go for it. And I have no idea what he's going to ask me. And sometimes my answer is, I don't know. So we both look it up. Sometimes, a couple of weeks ago, he brought me an interesting sentence that he had read in a book. And he wanted to know, why did this author write this sentence, where he did it, or what did it mean in that particular context. So that's when we get to practice looking at context and stuff like that.
Yes.
I know you mentioned that you were learning to write, and that's one of the things we've been working on. One of our skills, and I'm constantly trying to improve my writing skill, is We do the introduction, right? Then we do details, and then we do a conclusion. And one of our favorite commentators tells us in the conclusion, we should try to repeat the suggestions or the ideas in the introduction, but use different wording.
And Barb,
Uh-huh.
she took the wind out of my sail. One day, I had wrote my summary, and I had used all of these synonyms.
Oh boy.
And then Bob said, John, those synonyms are not the right synonym.
Right.
Now explain to him why you told me
Well,
that.
it was telling him about synonyms was like giving him candy and a kid in a candy store. It just went crazy. He would just be zooming on picking a synonym that he liked. And so we had to look at the context of what the original word was and the right synonym for that context. Because synonym is not the same, it's similar.
Similar.
And it might not be the same in that case. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, right, one of the other things we were working on together was letter combinations, and specifically or particularly at the end of words, right?
Right.
And then what did I come up with? I have to constantly keep up with what to give him something to challenge him. And
Well, Barb is an excellent teacher. She will definitely find a way to make you learn.
Good.
She gave me a list one time, told me to find as many words as I can with 3 vowels together.
Yeah.
And that took me forever. And then she left that and gave me a 6-letter word with one vowel.
That's right. Yes, it's also good for our eyes and our brains to recognize word patterns and combinations and things like that. And then that's the less you have to look at when you're trying to figure out what a new word is. But that's really helped. That word combination thing has really helped when I do puzzles and jumbles, right? And the word wheel in particular, which is the ones we work on, is 7 letters in a circle with there's the 8th box and it has a question mark. So you have to figure out not only what the word is, but where it starts and where it ends. And so recognize these word combinations, AL or CLE, or what are some other ones of?
Well, one thing that you really taught me, and I really enjoyed it, is when I told you that one teacher gave us 6 or 7 letters and told us to make many words as possible, and I couldn't make but 2 words.
Right.
So I think that's why you start coming up with the wheels and the jumbo. But
That's exactly right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I really love the wheel. I love the jumbos too.
Yeah.
But then again, she make me look up the meaning of every word, and that's good too. But guess what? I do not retain it all because I'm kind of a loner, and I don't really meet people and do that much no more.
So practicing
Right.
with those words, yeah.
Right.
But then that's where the writing comes in.
Comes
So John's working on some writing, and we'll try to get a book on that. But before we run out of time, I want to thank everyone again for attending Reading Between the Wines. Being a tutor is super easy and super difficult, depending on your student, but it's incredibly rewarding. So we appreciate any of your time or funds that you can help donate to, can help purchase some books for some of the students who can't afford to buy their own books, and anything else you can do to help. Thanks very much.